Welcome back to Positive Behavior Services Parent Lecture Series. Today we're going to talk about prompting and fading. Let's talk about prompting. It's support and guidance. This allows your child to receive reinforcement for something that they're working on. It could be a new skill or something they struggle with currently. And remember, there are many forms of prompting that you can utilize to help your child achieve a certain goal. Some of the prompts that you can use are physical, verbal, gestural, and modeling. For physical prompts, this is any time you put your hand on your child's arm, maybe their hands itself, their shoulders, their elbows. You're physically guiding them to complete a response. Now, remember, if your child is uncomfortable with this and is giving a little bit of a fight, you might want to choose another type of prompt. Verbal prompts are utilized when you're teaching them how to communicate something vocally, or you can utilize verbal prompts to guide them while they're completing an action. For instance, if they're cleaning up, you might tell them, hey, the yellow one, or in the box, to guide them through the process. Gestural cues are simply pointing at items or pointing towards a location you want your child to navigate towards. If you're telling them, put your book bag away, you might point to the book bag and then point to the location where it needs to go. Modeling. You're going to perform the action first so that your child can see what it looks like when it's performed. Then you're going to ask them to do it themselves. It's important to remember that if you're teaching something new, that you're going to utilize errorless prompting. This just means that as soon as you provide a directive to your child, that you're going to swoop in and provide them that help and assistance so that they can be successful. Now, if that prompt isn't working, change the prompt. You might need something different that helps them contact that reinforcer. And remember, you want to test for success. It's okay if you test out different prompts to figure out what works best for your child. Now we're going to talk about fading. What is fading? We're just systematically and slowly removing assistance. So you want your child to eventually become independent, but you know you have to prompt them to learn something new. We're going to gradually remove that assistance, and hopefully they'll become independent in no time. Here is an example of fading off a prompt. For this example, we're looking at physical prompts. So your hand over their hand is probably the most intrusive prompt you can do for physical. Then you want to reduce that help to hand over wrist, and perhaps you'll go to hand over forearm. And then eventually we're going to be at independent. So you're gradually removing your assistance by decreasing the intensity of your prompting. Remember, as you're working with your child, to reinforce all successful responses. So if you're prompting them and they do it correctly for you, you definitely want to reinforce that behavior. And you're going to utilize a 1-to-1 ratio. For every correct response, you're going to reinforce them. Use differential reinforcement to make sure that you're using high-value reinforcers for something that is difficult or really new. And if it's something that they have familiarity with or are successful with already, you want to utilize things that are preferences that they enjoy but not necessarily want to work for. And remember, once something is mastered or they know how to do it fully, you're going to switch to an intermittent reinforcement schedule. This just means that you're going to reinforce those responses sometimes, but not all of the times. We hope this video was helpful and thank you for watching. Please feel free to reach out to us on Facebook or our website. Until next time.